morning. Greetings, friends, and welcome to the Brightside, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to the Brightside every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on the Brightside, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that healing, renewing system a miracle, it is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you. We welcome your phone calls on the Brightside at 855-660-4261. If you have questions about the longevity products, ingredients, formulations, skincare products, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, let us help you. 855-660-4261 is your call-in number, and we do welcome your phone calls on the Brightside, especially if you have a success story you'd like to share, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation. 855-660-4261 is your Brightside call-in number. If you're interested in purchasing any of the longevity products that you hear advertised on the Brightside, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Make sure you ask about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, my personal favorite longevity product. It's $50 a canister. Most folks will notice results within 1 or 2 doses, results like lower blood pressure, appetite suppression, weight loss, just plain old feeling better. And it tastes great on top of that. It's around $50 a canister. If you want to sell longevity products, if you want to share the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and earn yourself some thank you checks, you can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. They can explain to you that for a one-time $10 fee, you can start a longevity business and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program, in addition to enjoying all the tax benefits associated with having your own business, writing off your home office, writing off your mileage, writing off your sample products, writing off your stamps and your stationery, writing off your meeting rooms if you're doing meetings. You can find out all about it by calling the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470 or clicking on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com. All right, we are talking about the brain-supporting, anti-aging, non-toxic, focus-enhancing nutrient DMAE, dimethylaminoethanol, DMAE. Similar to choline, we spent a lot of time in the last couple of weeks talking about choline for brain health, for the health of the liver. We also talked about betaine. And betaine is similar to DMAE. You'll get betaine in the ultimate enzymes from longevity. All of these nutrients, very similar, choline, betaine, DMAE, and they all have numerous benefits. As it turns out, DMAE may actually have some topical benefits as well. Certainly it's got internal benefits. It's important, as I say, for brain health. It can help reduce the appearance of brown spots on the skin, not pigment brown spots that appear on the very surface of the skin, so-called hyperpigmentation or melasma. These are related to the pigment melanin. DMAE helps you with aging brown spots, which aren't really a pigment kind of, we call them pigment actually, we call them aging pigment. It's not really a pigment, literally. It's more like a brown spot that's the result of the accumulation of cell debris and cell waste. As cells are being broken down and their materials are being recycled, what's supposed to happen if we're healthy is these cell wastes that are the product of cell breakdown are supposed to get completely incinerated in little tiny structures, little tiny chemical incinerators inside of cells. But as we get older, and as cell waste accumulates, and as our ability to clean out cell debris becomes diminished with time, these brown pigments, these brown spots, can start to appear in the skin. They're called lipofuscin. And as unpleasant as they are on the skin, as cosmetically unappealing as they may be, real problem is that this lipofuscin is showing up invisibly. We can't see it. It's showing up invisibly inside the body. Lipofuscin is not just a visible skin phenomena. It shows up inside the body, especially in the eyes and the heart and the brain and the nervous system. Excuse me. And DMAE, because it has this major anti-lipofuscin effect, it can help drain lipofuscin out of the body. It may have some longevity-inducing and anti-aging health benefits. In addition to its benefits for focus and for brain health, it may have anti-aging benefits. And now, as it turns out, aside from the anti-aging benefits, the anti-lipofuscin benefits, and the skin health benefits, one of the most important aspects of DMAE involves something called methylation. And we talked a couple weeks ago about the importance of methylation as it regards a supplement called SAMe, which is also involved in methylation. But maybe it might be worth revisiting this idea of methylation, which is basically a type of activation process that occurs in various chemicals in the body. Methylation is biochemistry talk for the attachment of a piece of methyl, a methyl molecule, to a larger molecule. A little piece of methyl gets stuck onto a larger molecule, and that larger molecule becomes turned on, becomes activated. You can think of a methyl as a little chunk of chemistry, a little chunk of chemical, basically just a carbon. You can think of this methyl as an activating switch. Remember our Tinker Toy models. The Tinker Toy models, the Tinker Toy metaphor is very instructive for understanding how chemistry works. Chemistry is this vast and sometimes confusing topic, but it can be simplified if you just think of Tinker Toys, or maybe Legos, kids' toys that are constructed out of where big things are constructed out of smaller things. That's what Tinker Toys are, and that's what Legos are. They're little pieces that make up bigger pieces, and that's all chemistry is. Methylation is like a Tinker Toy dowel or a Tinker Toy wheel that's stuck onto various Tinker Toy structures that, in essence, activates these larger Tinker Toy molecules. Methyl groups, or Tinker Toy wheels, if you like, travel throughout the body looking for molecules that need to be activated. The classic example of a chemical that needs to be activated is the amino acid methionine. This is how we actually started talking about this whole choline and betaine and DMAE and methylation and SAMe. We actually started talking about all this a few weeks ago, and we were talking about methionine, because methionine is the classic chemical in the body that needs to be activated. If methionine is not activated correctly, if there's not enough of these methyl groups floating around, methionine is not going to get converted, and a particularly troublesome chemical called homocysteine will begin to build up. Most of you guys have heard of homocysteine as it regards heart disease. It's also involved in Alzheimer's disease and brain health issues and eye health issues. Pretty much all degenerative health issues have a homocysteine component. And keeping homocysteine levels down is really, really important. There's lots of ways to do it. I'll tell you a few here in a minute. But for now, I want you to understand that methionine, if it's not turned on or activated or methylated appropriately, will actually cause the buildup of homocysteine. So figuring out a way to methylate methionine, to activate it, to turn it on, is a really important part of an anti-aging health program. We're going to spend quite a bit of time talking about homocysteine here in a little bit, but for now I just want to point out that under conditions of methyl deficiency, that is, a deficiency in these little activating switches, excess levels of homocysteine can accumulate, and this is now recognized as a very, very significant cause of aging, degenerative disease, and most especially heart disease. Surprise, surprise, cholesterol, the bad guy in heart disease, is really, it's pretty unlikely that elevated cholesterol or problems with cholesterol metabolism or cholesterol in the blood is really the cause of heart disease. Probably not a good thing to have lots of cholesterol floating in the blood, but its link, elevated cholesterol's link to heart disease, is specious and doubtful, really. But homocystine's link to heart disease, nobody doubts that. So keeping your homocysteine levels down using methylating agents like DMAE can be a very important anti-aging strategy. Hang tight. We'll talk more about this when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Brightside. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. There's no reason why you shouldn't live to be at least 100 and have a great time getting there. and I'm going to give you a free copy of my lecture that tells you exactly how to do it. In fact, after you've lived a long and healthy life, there should be only 2 documents in your medical chart, a birth certificate and a death certificate. I'm Dr. Wallach with a warning. If you have a 4-inch medical chart, if you take prescription drugs for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, arthritis, joint pains, and other health issues, the medical profession is failing you. They're using you for an ATM machine. My free lecture is going to reveal what pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. There's been groundbreaking research and discoveries on how to effectively treat or eliminate over 900 different diseases naturally. It's all in my free lecture called Deadly Recipe. So call toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. Again, that's toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. 1-855-79-YOUNG.
Mike Stenerson from Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595. That's 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are G's.
And welcome back to The Bright Side. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben. If you like what you hear, we are on the air 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time and 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. You can also search benfuchsarchives.com. If you miss a program and you want to review a specific topic, there's a search box at benfuchsarchives.com. Thank you to Peter in the UK for setting that up. Also want to encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories and blog posts. Thank you to Robert Lundgren, my webmaster, who does such a fine job at pharmacistben.com. Also, if you want to purchase any of the longevity products or join the Brightside Ben team, you can head over to brightsideben.com. Take a look at our shopping cart. We have all the longevity products up at brightsideben.com. We also have a Join the Team link that you can click on for a one-time $10 fee. You can start yourself a longevity business and make some money selling longevity products. Earn yourself some thank you checks, as I like to say, by sharing the products. The products pretty much sell themselves. You don't have to sell the products. They pretty much sell themselves. Most folks will notice results with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, for example, within 1 or 2 doses. Results like appetite suppression, lower blood pressure, getting off your medication, just plain old feeling better. You can find out all about it by calling the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470 or by clicking on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com. Timothy writes, what are the best supplements for fast muscle growth? And then he wants to know my thoughts on Suma Root. We talked yesterday a little bit about testosterone and building muscle. You don't want to think about taking supplements for fast muscle growth. You want to think about taking supplements and taking nutrients for having a healthy body. If you're interested in building muscle, you're not going to be able to take a supplement to build muscle. That's not how the body works. However, if you get your butt in the gym and start lifting weights and then come home and do your supplements, those supplements will help feed the anabolic or the building process, and in combination with weightlifting or in combination with resistance training and in combination with rest, because that's also important. It's the combination of rest and resistance training and rest and nutritional supplementation that accounts for fast muscle growth. That having been said, nutrients that are involved in building primarily are vitamin A, zinc, vitamin E, and, of course, amino acids and protein. You can also use creatine. In fact, I recommend that you use creatine if you're interested in fast muscle growth. But none of this stuff is going to work unless you get yourself in the gym or do some kind of resistance training at home. You don't really have to go to the gym to do resistance training, by the way. You can buy one of these rubber bands, these very taut rubber bands. I've got one that's got 3 rubber bands wrapped around each other. And they're not like rubber bands like you use in your office, but they're long, rubbery kind of stretchy material, and they've got 2 handles on either end. And you can do some tremendously effective resistance training exercises in the comfort of your living room while you're watching TV. And I'm talking really, really effective resistance training. If you go out and spend $30 or so, you can get a heavy-duty band. As I say, I've got one that's got 3 rubber bands wrapped around each other, and you can get a really good leg workout, ab workout, arm and upper body workout as well. When you're done with your workout, that's when you want to do your nutritional supplements. That's the best way to induce muscle growth. As far as Suma Root goes, I'm not a big believer in using herbs or adaptogens or plant material to induce muscle growth. Not that herbs and adaptogens and plant materials don't have their place. They do, but more in a medicinal fashion. Your body doesn't grow from Suma Root. There's no Suma Root deficiency, and Suma Root or any other herbs are not inserted into biochemical reactions to induce muscle growth. Suma Root and other herbs may have nutritional elements in them, but it's the nutritional elements that do the work, not the plant itself. So get the nutritional elements in a supplement program. That's the best way to get high concentrations of these nutrients. And then maybe throw in some Suma Root or some ashwagandha, perhaps, or some other phytonutrient plant nutrients that are found in herbs to support muscle growth, to support the nutritional element of muscle growth. But it's really nutritional supplementation, especially with protein, especially with vitamin A and zinc, also essential fatty acids, that are going to give you the best muscle growth benefits. And one of the best ways to make sure that you're building muscle is to keep your intake of inflammatory foods down to a minimum. That means processed foods, and that means sugar. And I'm not just talking about candy bar sugar. I'm talking about fruit juice and fruits and potatoes and rice and grains and all the foods we love to eat. If we like it, it's probably sugar, even if it's not literally sucrose. It probably gets broken down into sucrose. All right, hope that helps, Timothy. Back to our story on methylation. And by the way, I got a lot of my information on methylation from a cool book that came out in the 1990s, I believe, called The Methylation Miracle by Dr. Paul Frankel, Ph.D., discover the natural way to reduce the risk of heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, depression, other age-related diseases, and much, much more. All of this involves methylation. Methylation is an activation of various molecules in the body, choline, DMAE, SAMe, and the B vitamins, especially folic acid, are all involved in this tinker toy activation called methylation. All these are said to be methylating agents, which basically means they carry a little piece of methyl around. This idea that things literally travel around through the body to get to appropriate areas from point A to point B, traveling around through the blood to do their work, is really interesting and really amazing. Think about it. Chemicals float around in the blood, chemicals that have a little piece of something attached to them. They're, in essence, carrying this little piece around in a pizza delivery man kind of fashion. Got chemicals traveling around through the blood. They got a little piece stuck on them like a pizza delivery man carries around a pizza. And then there's other chemicals that are hungry for pizza, hungry chemicals. They look like they can use some pizza, and as our methylating pizza delivery compounds like SAMe and vitamin B6 and folic acid and choline and DMAE, as they come across these hungry molecules that need a methyl group / pizza, they very conveniently drop one off. They drop off a piece of pizza. They drop off a piece of methyl. And that little piece of methyl sticks to our hungry chemical, and then we say our hungry chemical is full, or we more accurately say it's activated. Or even more accurately, it's methylated aging. It's methylated. This carrying system is one of the most incredible high-tech processes in the body, and it happens a lot. Now, leaving aside this really incredibly miraculous carrying nature, this beyond science fiction-like aspect of how molecules travel through the blood and drop off little chunks and activate other chunks, from a practical standpoint, from a health and disease standpoint, understanding what carrying is about and learning to leverage the power of carrying can have really, really major, important health benefits. Lots of things are carried throughout the body in some fashion or another. This carrying system is a mechanism for, number one, moving important substances around from point A to point B, and it can also be a way of making sure that materials are always available to the body for instant use without them having to be actively manufactured or without them getting used up. These little chunks basically travel around in a dormant, sleeping state, so the body doesn't have to go into some dramatic or emergency manufacturing rush when there's some kind of demand. They're always going to be floating around the blood in an inactive, dormant state by being carried on ferries, on chemical ferries, being carried around. And this also gives the body an element of control over how much of these things will be active at any one time. And binding and transport and carrying of these molecules can be a really, really important part of making fatty stuff, helping fatty stuff travel around the liquid, watery medium of the blood. The blood is the main route of transport from point A to point B, and if something is fatty, it's not going to really travel through the blood unless it is ferried along or unless it's carried along. This carrying system is really amazing and very important to understand when it comes to health and longevity. Most growth hormones, most development hormones are carried about in this fashion. Hang tight, we'll finish up when we come back from our break and take your phone calls as well. I'm Pharmacist Ben, you're listening to The Brightside. We'll be back right after this.
Men who want intimacy and pleasure back in their love life don't ask if, they ask when. So men, spark up your love life, get pleasure and intimacy back, and please your special lady with Epic Nights. Epic Nights is a safe, revolutionary herbal sexual formula for men that combines ancient herbal ingredients and modern science to significantly support stamina, performance, and pleasure. Men, Epic Nights is a proven 100% natural product that works first time, every time, even after consuming alcohol. And you won't hear any of those cliche disclaimers, men, because Epic Nights will not give you unwanted side effects, but Epic Nights will allow you to give your partner what they deserve. Epic Nights is guaranteed as one of the most effective male enhancers on the web, or will refund your purchase 100%. Buy Epic Nights at buyepicnights.com, spelled BUYEPICNIGHTS.com, or call 1-877-330-1120, 877-330-1120. Epic Nights, one pill, one Epic Night.
It's hard to imagine when things are going reasonably well just how quickly things can change. But what would it take? Economic collapse, massive crop failure, chemical or biological attack? So many situations could find you in the grocery looking to pick up food for your family only to find that the shelves are empty. There's nothing. Don't let that happen. Act today to make sure that if it ever comes to that, you and your family will be provided for. Visit freezedryguy.com to look at the wide variety of survival foods available. Freeze-dried foods from the Freeze Dry Guy store longer, rehydrate faster, are nutritionally superior to, and taste better than any other long-term storage food available. Visit freezedryguy.com or call toll-free 866-404-3663. freezedryguy.com.
Mother's Day is right around the corner. If you haven't ordered your Mother's Day flowers yet, make sure to visit proflowers.com for an amazing deal. ProFlowers has a Mother's Day special for radio listeners. Get 100 gorgeous blooms for Mom with a free glass vase for $19.99. And if you want to make her day even more special, upgrade to a premium vase and add gourmet chocolates for just $9.99 more. Mom will be so happy when she unwraps her beautiful bouquet of blooms, guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least one full week. Each time she looks at her Mother's Day flowers, she'll think of you. But hurry, this deal expires soon, so make sure to place your order today. The only way to get this incredible deal is to go to proflowers.com/radio right now and enter the code PLOW, P-L-O-W, proflowers.com/radio, code PLOW, P-L-O-W. That's proflowers.com/radio and enter code PLOW, P-L-O-W.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
This is a special news alert to consumers who owe back taxes to the IRS.
Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service is now accepting reduced settlements from consumers on back taxes, resulting in back taxes reduced by thousands of dollars. An open phone line has been established by Federal Tax Relief for consumers to call and see if you qualify for this reduction. To ensure your financial stability during this decline in the economy, take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call 1-800-210-1349. That's 1-800-210-1349. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, there's no need to fear anymore. The IRS is now accepting reduced settlements from consumers, resulting in tax debts reduced by thousands of dollars. For your free information and to see if you qualify for your reduction, call the Federal Tax Relief Hotline, 1-800-210-1349. 1-800-210-1349. That's 1-800-210-1349.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GC.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Our number is 855-660-4261. We're talking methylation, activation, this whole process of substances being carried around in the blood. When the body carries things around, there's a lot of benefits to carrying things. First of all, when the body needs something, it's always going to be there. If it's floating around in the blood and hanging out in a ferry-like fashion, it's traveling around through the blood. As soon as the body needs something, it can just detach it off the ferry and then use the substance. Body doesn't have to make things up. It's also a good way for fatty material to travel around through the blood. Most growth hormones and developmental hormones are carried around in this fashion. Testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, they're all super, super active materials, and they're fatty materials. And they won't travel around the blood very well unless they're carried around. And they are carried around by globs of protein, literally globs. They're called globulins. We talked about albumin a few months ago. Albumin is a classic carrying around or shuttling or ferrying protein that carries testosterone and estrogen and progesterone around. Cortisol is also carried around. via globulins. Cholesterol itself is carried around in the blood via ferries or barges or carrying agents. That's what LDL is, and that's what HDL is. LDL and HDL are not cholesterol. LDL and HDL are carriers for cholesterol and prime examples of how the body will shuttle various substances around through the blood. Cholesterol is a mega important molecule. One of the most important, maybe the most important, arguably it is the most important molecule in the body, and the body has because it's so important, the body has a very significant need for cholesterol. There's always got to be cholesterol present. But cholesterol takes a bunch of steps to manufacture, and it takes time to manufacture, so the body always wants to have cholesterol around for when it needs to be used. How does it do it? Cholesterol's sticky and it's fatty. It can't travel around the blood on its own. So in order for the body to maintain a steady source of cholesterol, it will keep cholesterol traveling around attached to these carrier molecules, what we call HDL and LDL. This carrying is a very, very important phenomenon. There's another type of carrying, and this is a type of carrying where tiny elements get carried about, really atoms get carried about. And one of the most important, actually the most important of all the atoms that are carried around in this way is an electrical element that's responsible for something called bioluminescence, for light. In fact, the technical name of this element refers back to its nature as a light bearer, and I'll tell you what I mean on our next Brightside episode as we continue talking about carrying, ferrying, activation, methylation, all as it regards the nutritional supplements, or nutritional supplement DMAE and nutritional supplements DMAE, choline, and betaine. All right, our number today, 855-660-4261. Got a line open for you. We welcome your phone calls on the bright side if you've got questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, longevity products, medications, or if you just want to share a success story or contribute to the conversation. 855-660-4261 is your number on the bright side. Let's go to Tony in Texas. Good morning, Tony. What's up, buddy?
So I just had a comment and a question.
Sure.
I've been taking the tangy tangerine for about 2 years or so, and it's great. I'm 60. I play tennis 5-6 times a week, and I keep up with the younger guys.
Good. Do you take it before you go out and play tennis?
Well, I take it throughout the day. I try and drink it in the morning and in the afternoon, and then I usually drop off towards the evening, so it's pretty much in me all day.
Good deal. Thanks for sharing that, Tony.
But the question I had was, and this happened to me years ago. I was working for a company where I was on a construction job site, and I stepped on a nail, a rusty nail, pulled my boot off, and saw a little bit of blood, and that had broken the skin. So I started asking people, should I get a tetanus shot? And they said, well, you don't, you'll get lockjaw. And I said, I don't want that. So I went down to a clinic and got a shot the next day. Now, if you had that situation, what would you do?
What would I do? That's a great question. Personally, I probably would get a tetanus shot. Tetanus is a medical condition that's characterized by contractions. Tetany means to contract. Tetany actually means to stretch. Comes from the word same place that we get the word tension from. Tetanus is a kind of long-term contraction of muscles, especially in the jaw, and you end up with, as you say, lockjaw, where you can't open up your jaw. Usually, it's very rare that it occurs. You have to have a deep kind of puncture wound, as you say, when you step on a nail. The bacteria that causes tetanus, Clostridium is the name of the bacteria that causes tetanus. It has to get inside the blood to do its work. So you're really not going to have a problem with tetanus unless you have a puncture wound. The Clostridium bacteria that causes tetanus is very, very sensitive to oxygen. So in order for it to do its damaging work, it has to get right into the blood. If you do step on a rusty nail and you don't want to have a tetanus shot, then you want to make sure that you're using lots and lots of anti-infective and antibacterial nutrients, especially vitamin C. There's some interesting literature that links vitamin C to being to killing the tetanus bacteria. High doses of vitamin C, that is. Vitamin E might be helpful. Keeping your sugar down, that's always helpful for any kind of bacterial issue. But really, personally, if it was me, I probably would get a tetanus shot. Now, the tetanus vaccine, like all vaccines, is not great. You never know what they put in the vaccines. They admit that they put formaldehyde in there, although it's a so-called safe level of formaldehyde. I don't know what a safe level of formaldehyde in the blood would be, but that's what they say. But you don't know about the other things that are in vaccines, and that's a general rule with vaccines. And I tend to shy away from vaccination. However, if you do get a wound of some kind, that might be that might be a time when you want a vaccine, a tetanus vaccine. Most babies will get something called the DPT vaccine, which includes the tetanus vaccine, but over the course of time it becomes weakened, and then they'll do these things called tetanus booster shots, and I think that's what you're talking about. It's a tetanus booster shot. Personally, I probably would get one, although I can certainly understand why somebody wouldn't. If you don't want to get a tetanus booster shot, please make sure that your immune system is beefed up using nutritional supplements and staying off of immune-suppressing foods. That's my take on it. I'm sure other people have their own opinion, but that's my take on it. Does that help you, Tony?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Tom.
Good deal. Thanks so much. Okay, yeah, I tend to stay away from, and I don't recommend people do vaccinations, but everybody's got their own opinion on that. Certainly the stuff that they put in vaccines, that's really the problem. And also, you know, the immune system becomes suppressed. The immune system doesn't have to do its own work when you're vaccinated, and there's a good possibility that maybe we don't even need vaccines. Maybe our immune system, if we're healthy and we're using nutritional supplements and we're staying away from problem foods, perhaps we wouldn't even need any vaccines. I guess there's no way to know that definitively, but that's just something to think about. Okay, let's go to Colorado. Let's stay in Colorado, actually, and talk to Rick. What's up, Rick? Welcome to the Brightside.
Oh, hi, Ben. First, I'd like to thank you for all of your great information.
Thank you.
You constantly remind me that the body wants to heal and wants to be healthy.
Awesome. That's the bright side, my friend. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
I'm curious about your opinion on using cannabis for rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay, that's a great question, actually, and I've been studying up on cannabis. I'm actually developing some cannabinoid skincare products. I've been reading a lot about the cannabinoids. There's some very, very interesting anti-pain properties, analgesic properties. They're natural. The cannabinoids are found in the body. Here's my take on that. If you have arthritis, you don't have a cannabinoid deficiency problem. You got an significantly internal biochemical problem, usually involving the wrong foods getting in, digestive issues, and perhaps nutritional deficiencies as well. And I much prefer that people focus on the causes. If it was me, I would be focusing on the causes of whatever was going wrong in my body. That having been said, if you're dealing with pain, you might just want some pain relief. And cannabinoids can give you a lot of pain relief. However, you got to be careful. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from break. Hang tight, Rick. Thanks so much for your question as well and your kind words. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We will be back with more good health information right after this. Don't go away.
A little over a year ago, I began to do a lot of research into why, even though I had a pretty good-sized meal, that I was still starving. And my research led me to a well-known fact that most of the soils that we grow our crops on here in the United States and across the industrialized world are almost completely depleted of almost all of the key minerals and trace elements that our bodies need to rebuild themselves, fight off cancer, and be healthy. I then searched out the best vitamin and mineral company out there and discovered Youngevity. The Youngevity products are designed to give you the real nutrition you need, and once you've got that, you don't have to eat as much to be satisfied. I've lost 37 pounds in 2 months, simply getting the vitamins and minerals I need. Check it out for yourself. It's incredible. Go to InfoWarsTeam.com today and order your first canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine Complete Multivitamin Mineral Complex Dietary Supplement. That's InfoWarsTeam.com.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE. Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are G.
An article here from New Scientist magazine. Apparently polio is increasing. Global emergency declared as polio cases surge. It's a headline from New Scientist magazine. And the article continues on to say that polio disease occurs only in 1 in 5 people, or 1 to 5 people out of every 1,000 who encounter it for the first time, and everyone else becomes immune. We become immune to polio, most people, that is. 999 out of 1,000 people become immune to polio after they become exposed. This is what I was saying earlier about how vaccination may not necessarily be, it may not be necessary. We may become immune to the things that we're being vaccinated against simply by being exposed to the bacteria. Vaccination may not be necessary, although that's a decision that you guys are going to have to make on your own. Okay, let's see. We're talking to Rick in Colorado. Are you there, Rick?
I am, yeah.
Okay, rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis, as opposed to osteoarthritis, is an autoimmune disease. It's when the body's immune system freaks out and attacks itself. Osteoarthritis is a wear and tear, degenerative aging kind of breakdown. Rheumatoid arthritis involves the immune system. That's why the drugs they give you are immune suppressants. They figure, well, if your immune system is overactive, we'll just shut it down. Personally, I think that if the immune system is overactive, you want to ask, why is it overactive, not shut it down. But that's how the medical model works. So if you have rheumatoid arthritis, the one thing you want to ask yourself is, why is my immune system hyperactive? And you'll usually find that there's some kind of food that's involved. Staying away from problem foods and then patching up a leaky gut, the holes that develop in the digestive system. That's your most important strategy and most helpful strategy, in my opinion, for dealing with rheumatoid arthritis or any autoimmune disease, no matter where it shows up. As far as cannabinoids go, yes, they are pain relieving. And you can use cannabinoid gels, cannabinoid creams, topical cannabinoid products that have some wonderful benefits. I'm a big proponent of using cannabinoids medicinally because we make our own cannabinoids, and you're, in essence, giving yourself something that your body's making anyway. The problem with the cannabinoids and with using cannabis is smoking. Smoking is not good. It's never good. And there's a lot of literature to suggest that cannabinoid smoking is worse than tobacco smoking, because when you smoke cannabinoids, you tend to hold in the marijuana smoke, and that means you're forcing that toxic tar and also resins and other substances that are in the pot plant in the marijuana plant deep inside the lungs, and that is never a good thing. Smoking is never good, but cannabinoid or marijuana smoking can be especially problematic. If you want to eat your pot, and a lot of folks are eating marijuana these days, that's a little bit different, and you can get some pain relief from using cannabinoids, eating cannabinoids, as well as using them topically. And that would be the way that I would go. But really, the most important thing, aside from the analgesic or pain-relieving properties, the cannabinoids, the most important strategy for dealing with autoimmune problems and rheumatoid arthritis, in my opinion, is getting to the problem at the causal level, getting to the root, literally, of the tree of disease, and that means most especially quieting down the immune system using digestive strategies, nutritional strategies, and also perhaps immune-boosting strategies as well. Vitamin C, vitamin E, alpha-lipoic acid, and acetylcysteine, and various other nutritional supplements that you can take to help support the immune system. Does that help you, my friend?
It does, yeah.
Thank you so much. And don't forget essential fatty acids, and, of course, don't forget the Healthy Start Pack and the glucogel caps as well. Thanks for your call, Rick. Appreciate it. Moving on, let's go to Tyler in Texas. Welcome to the Brightside, Tyler.
Hi, Ben. So my wife had our twins 3 months premature on March 19th.
Okay.
And they're doing very well right now. We just found out last week that my daughter has contracted MRSA, and my son, we had a boy and a girl, does not. And so they have her in isolation, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my general understanding of it is that as long as the MRSA bacteria doesn't flare up into something else like necrotizing pneumonia or anything like that, then we're okay as far as while they're in the NICU. And I know that if I brought up colloidal silver or something to the NICU nurses, that they might have a heart attack. So
probably. Or have you arrested? They might put you in jail or something. You never know.
Yeah.
You're in Texas. You're in Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm in Austin.
Okay.
So my question for you is, and they're telling me that she's stuck with the MRSA bacteria for the rest of her life as part of her flora, and I know that's wrong. So once I get the babies home, while they're infants, or even if I have to wait till they're toddlers, what is the best way that I can treat her MRSA?
Okay. Is mom breastfeeding, by the way?
Mom is breastfeeding.
Okay, good. So here's the deal. Antibiotic resistance is a serious problem. We've talked about it periodically on this program, and it's getting worse. According to the World Health Organization, they call it a grave global problem, and indeed it is. I had a pharmacy school professor who predicted it was going to happen 40 years ago. It's just common sense if you understand how antibiotics work. Bacteria become resistant. MRSA stands for methicillin-resistant Staph aureus. Staph aureus is a type of bacteria, and that have become resistant to a type of penicillin called methicillin. Any case, MRSA is a classic example of anti-resistant bacteria. It's a big problem, significant problem, and it's one reason why you want to be really careful about taking antibiotics. But unfortunately, there's antibiotics everywhere: fish and fowl and cattle and dairy, and we're surrounded tap water. We're surrounded with antibiotics. We're swimming and immersed in antibiotics. It's almost impossible to avoid. So to answer your question, the way you're going to want to handle this is by making sure mom is taking care of her nutritional supplement needs and her probiotic, her good bacteria needs. Mom needs to make absolutely sure that her digestive system is operating pristinely. Mom needs to make sure that she's using fermented foods and the Biolumin Nightly Essence or some equivalent probiotic supplement, and it's probably a good idea for mom to make sure that she's using supplements like zinc and vitamin C and vitamin E, all of which can support the immune system of the baby. So you're going to want to work with mom and want to work with mom's breast milk, and then make sure mom is breastfeeding. If mom has any kind of digestive allergies or food intolerances, that's going to compound the problem. So she's got to be laying off any foods that mess up her digestive system, and probably also supporting her digestive health. Mom needs to be on the Mighty 90. Mom needs to be on the Biolumin Nightly Essence. It wouldn't hurt for mom to get on the Z-Radical also, which is very helpful for the digestive system. And I would venture to say that mom has probably got some health issues that you're going to want to need to address. I'm not Psychic Ben here, as I said so many times in the program, but if the twins were born premature, chances are there was something going on in mom's womb or in mom's biochemistry that was inducing this premature delivery, and those are issues that you're going to want to take care of, because that's going to mess up the breast milk, and that can ultimately mess up baby's immune system as well as other systems in the body. So focus on mom's well-being, mom's health, mom's nutritional supplements, and mom's breast milk, and that'll take care of the baby's needs. Does that help you?
That helps me. Ben, I'd like to shoot you an email and talk to you about this further and about our general situation. Will you remember who I am?
Tyler, put in the subject, Tyler from Texas. Send it to ben@ksco.com. And I get so many emails, I'll try to keep my eyes open for it. If anybody else out there has sent me an email and I haven't answered, feel free to send a second email, put on their second request, or third or fourth, as the case may be, and that tends to get my attention a little bit quicker, okay? But put on there Tyler from Texas, okay?
All right, Ben, I appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank you, buddy. Have a good day. Congratulations, too, on the twins. Forgot to say that to Tyler. Okay, I got a couple more minutes here. Justin in Texas, what's going on? Welcome to the Brightside.
Hello, Ben. Thanks for what you do. I currently, excuse me, I'm a massage therapist and a cyclist, and so I use my body, a lot. But right now I have a bursa sac inflamed in my wrist. And I also have milia. I have milia and some arthritis, some eczema. I'm guessing those all kind of go together.
They sure do, buddy. First of all, you want to be the bursa, or like a bursa is a tiny little fluid sac that can get thick, can inflame, especially if you're an athlete or you're working out, especially if you're working out with nutritional deficiencies and in conjunction with nutritional deficiencies. Bursa are normal, by the way, but they can increase in size as swelling or as irritation of the area increases, especially under conditions of nutritional deficiency. So the fact that you have milia and eczema tell me that you're not processing something through the digestive system. Milia usually means a problem digesting fats, as does eczema. So I'd be concerned that, number one, you're not absorbing your fats, and number two, you're not getting enough fats into your system. So I could tell you to supplement with fats, but if you're not absorbing them through the digestive system, they're not going to do you any good, or they'll do you less good. So number one, focus on digestive health and wellness. Most important, especially if you're an athlete, because you're running serious risks for malnutrition because you're burning through your nutrients, but you may not be getting them replaced if you have malabsorption problems. So focus on building up that digestive lining. Use glutamine powder, the Z radical. Make sure you're taking digestive enzymes with all of your meals. And then use liquid fats, essential fatty acid liquids. I like Udo's Blend. If you don't like the taste of Udo's Blend, use the Ultimate EFAs. Very anti-inflammatory. So is vitamin E. Vitamin E is one of the most anti-inflammatory of all nutrients. Alpha lipoic acid and selenium work together with vitamin E and can get you some anti-inflammatory benefits. And then don't forget about good old vitamin C, one of the most powerfully anti-inflammatory and tissue-building supplements that you could ever use. You'll get that in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Sip on it while you're doing your bicycle racing and all day long as well. Thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it. That's all the time we have for today on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back at you tomorrow with more good health information. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
This is a special news alert to consumers who owe back taxes to the IRS.
Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service is now accepting reduced settlements from consumers on back taxes, resulting in back taxes reduced by thousands of dollars. An open phone line has been established by Federal Tax Relief for consumers to call and see if you qualify for this reduction. To ensure your financial stability during this decline in the economy, take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call 1-800-210-1349. That's 1-800-210-1349. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, there's no need to fear anymore. The IRS is now accepting reduced settlements from consumers, resulting in tax debts reduced by thousands of dollars. For your free information and to see if you qualify for your reduction, call the Federal Tax Relief Hotline, 1-800-210-1349. 1-800-210-1349. That's 1-800-210-1349.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 1,500-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.